Good evening. Let's turn on the music. It's May 17th, 2022. It's 9 p.m. here in the Netherlands. It's our first live stream this week. That means that we are focusing on continuing with the Software in Software website. For now, working on the API, Entity Framework, Identity. And let's start the show. No, that means let's start the show. Yeah, that was some sort of a repeat. Wrong button. That's what you get with all these confusing buttons to press during this live stream. We're going to work today on the website. So let's move to the code window there. It's Blazor time again. Blazor with minimal API. And let's start Visual Studio. What I did was commit and submit everything to the repo, but I disabled some of the API items because it wasn't stable yet, stable enough. There's not much that you can do with the database, but that can harm the system. But I removed all the edit options. So it just lists the gear and the YouTube videos for now. That is, and today we are going to have a look why that was not working. Maybe something like cache, I don't know. We don't want to put this on the complete window, otherwise the chat window is not visible. And we would like to see people join into the chat. If you have questions or remarks or better suggestions to do things better or whatever, please chime in. Also, if you have not already subscribed on YouTube, please do so, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified for the upcoming videos. And if you are on Twitch, then follow or subscribe, obviously, but whatever. I probably won't get rich from that, so it's more or less about getting notified. That's more important. What's this thing? This in Edge you have this new sidebar. It's the Canary edition. Not sure what all of this is, but Discover, Tools, Games, Office, Outlook. And you can put your own things in there. But that's not why we're here. We're going to over here. Let's run this. Why is this smaller than the other one? That's better. So let's go to the Solution Explorer. We have no changes today, so everything is checked in. So what do I want to put back first is the part of the API. Let's kill the database here. No, I don't want to open the database, but just delete the database because it should generate the database again if it's not already generated. And then go to the API and go to the part where it should generate the admin account to the database based on the settings in Azure. So what happens if you start the application and there are no database yet? It should check that, creates a database. It will go to the DB initializer, and if there's a DB initializer, it will check if there are any gear list items in the database, and if there are not, it will automatically seed something with the base article so that I don't have to put them in manually each time. And these are actually my real gear items that I use here in the stream, like my camera and the lens and the lights and the microphone and the keyboard and whatnot. But let's have a look first. Oh, now it's double clicking it in. I need to buy a new mouse. But it's also in the gear list. Let's first run this and have a look why, if there's a database user created by the add-in, if we click the button for registering the admin there. Email. Let's do that. F5. Hit it. This will build a project and it will start in developer mode. Once the API is up, it will load the web interface and then trying to access the database. And if there's no database, it will generate a database. My phone is buzzing because apparently there's a soccer match going on. We should now see the register admin thing to create the first admin user. Go to the website. It also automatically should have created a database here. Oh, there's no login thing. I forgot to activate that, so let's stop this again. And go to the website. Where's the login display? I think the login display is completely disabled here in the navigation menu. There it is. Put in the login item in there, F5. TubeBuddy University is back. I got an email from TubeBuddy. There's the swagger. Now we have an init button and a login button. The init button is only there for the first time to create a user. So let's check if I got a break on the API, and I have. So let's click init here. This should create inject user manager and will create a identity user. So let's try get in there. So now we have a new user here, but let's check what's in there. It has the email address and the username from the app settings. There are no secrets here because these are just the ones default in the app settings, like joe@docus.nl, and the password test1234.bang is a really secure password. I recommend everyone to use that. Not really, but let's go in the debugger. So that's a new user. Apparently that's passing in the password here. F11. Succeeded is true. Then so there's no errors here. Successful is true. and it should now be initialized. There's no feedback here yet. I should basically put in some feedback in here. So if I log in here now with Joe at docus.nl, like in the settings, so I test 1234.bang, submit, and there's an error. So that means it's either not in the database, I'm not sure. Let's check the inspect the background thingy. What's the issue here? I probably also disabled the login items, so that's not good. So let's kill the database again. Delete. Go back to the API. There, and now we should probably also have a login thingy here, there. It should activate also the login API. This will take the issuer and the audience. Getting it from the token. Let's run this. 5, and it's failing. Why is it failing? Claim, oh, it automatically removed all the usings when saving that. There, and the JWT token. That's better. Now let's run this again. Let's have a look. Loading. In it, that will put the user back in. Why is it not showing it? Let me look at this one. Joe at docus.nl and the password hash. What's the password has 0? It's not created yet. F5. Now log in. Joe at docus. Test 1234.bang. Submit. Now I'm logged in here. That means that if I go to the admin page, it's showing the authenticated stuff. If I log out, there's no admin anymore, and I need to log in. I basically also should check if there's an init needed. By counting the number of users. But this seems to work. So let's do two things here. Let's first get some feedback on the init. Let's put an API in there to get the user count. Where shall we put that? Accounts, that's I think this is an incorrect name. I think that's a register function. We won't be using that, but we could use this to there's another get option here. Let's put that on the right location. That's a register, but we first need to find if there's at least one user in there. Let's call that a user count, maybe. DB count. Let's map some thingies there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. It's a property. Method group. No, it's also not getting an ID in there. Entity. Identity. User manager, user count. application user manager. User manager, users, count. What will this return? Let's pick one of the normal things. Here results okay. That's if it's not failing. Oh. Bad request. Something's going wrong. Can you put something in the bad request? Let's have a check. There's nothing in there. String. Where is it? Programs. There. Bad request. Let's make that exception X. successful. This just returns an object. YouTube service, in this case that's this one. That's doing something like, where is it? Get video list. Go to definition. Take the keys. Let's go to the image page. Should be user, was it user count? User count there. Where's the home page here? In this case, it's using get async. It's already in there. Get user count. Let's check this. Get a user response stream. Read a stream. Options. Camel case. Let's go to add this. user count equals await serialize int videos does not exist, but that's like this one. Where is it? That's this one, like public. On the level of the class as an property. Did I put this? In here. But this should be an integer. User count. Can't be null. User count. Then we have to put user count on the thing here. User count. Let's run this. Try it out, user count, execute. Zero. It succeeds, but let's go in the code here and do a breakpoint. Swagger. Execute. User count is -1. Now it's 1. That should be okay. But it's not returning the users here. It should return the users. Not found. Maybe that's even better if there are no users found. Return value minimal API C#. Map get hello world. That doesn't. That gives the result back. Where is it used? Nowhere. Oopsie, there's an error. Let's break on the call here. Where is it? Here. Go to the code. Where is it? In it there. Put a break on that. Try to init. Continuing. So now go to the website. Click init. That should go to the client factory. Create client factory API. And we'll go through all of this. Results okay. Okay. Stream is not null. Put in the policy. Oh. Count is null. That's not right. Apparently there's no value in there. Because it should at least give 1. Oops, oopsie. Yeah, it did not return anything apparently. Quickly do Google here. Let's see if we get something back here. User, that's the server. Run the application. That's JSON, generates code. It will get a normal result back. Testing. Gives the to-do back. Oh, we should see that in here if we go to the API again. Value user count. Let's try this and see what Swagger returns. Squeak. No, this was not really what I wanted. Because I wanted to use Swagger to test it first. One. And it's returning one. User count is one. Let's put a little bit of styling there. Oh, there it is again. Collecting it again. Wouldn't you like to know who's behind the software? Let's go here. That's the About page. Init Razor page. I put something in here. There are currently at user count currently users in if user count is greater than 0, initialize to the database. Else, going to put a button in there. Should be a button. That would be easier if we have a look at the data thing here. There's already a button there. Is there something else that we have in place? Blog, my blog pages, contact. Gear is a button there. There's a gear item. Let's put the gear card. That has a button on there. It's just a URL, so that's something different. Let's go in here. Social Twitter components. Yeah, this also only putting a URL. Let's see, evoke a button. Blazor event handling, like this. So we have this button there. Here, go to here. Otherwise we're going to put a button in there. Close that. In this case it's update heading, so it's like this. Private void. Init db here. This one. Yes. Client factory, API thingy. Then we don't get the user account, but we are going to do the other thing. That's returning a different thing, I think. Why is it complaining? Make method async. Oh, the method is not async. Yes. Then the get async for register admin is returning something different, I think. So register result. So let's make that a normal result. There's no need to hand it back. Something like this. Exception. Then do the same as in here. Building a new user, then it will send it in. Completed here, so there's no need to return it at this location. It will be done in here. So unless there is an exception, it will return okay. Save, go to the client. Oh. Continue editing. If it's initializing, it will. This is no longer needed. Well, it can be done. do the same thing here. Private async void get user count. Then take all of this. To here. Get user count. Could be cleaner if this would be like this, and then never mind. Let's run this. Yep. Yeah, we are waiting to restart. I said restart. Try the user count, try it out, execute, 10. Response body is 1, that's okay, good. Let's run the website here. Init. There's this fancy no color button. 0 users, that's not correct. Why is that incorrect? User count. sudo, where is the function there? There is a button, so it thinks that user count still 0. This is the Razor one, so we need to go to the C# there. So why is the get user count failing? F11. Success is true. Users 1. So it's now we have to notify for change. Let me think. That's done like I've done this before in my other repo. The offset in samples, word Blazor, Blazor in, pages, paragraphs, state has changed. Oh, and it also needs to await it. Let's do that first. Stop the show here. The Neo. Sup? What's up? What's up, man? What's up? How are you doing? I'm fine. Await. Let's see if await is the only thing we need here. Cannot await void. Oh, it's not. In that case, why can't we await void? It should be task then. Let's see if that's enough. The Neo. Captain Neo. Oh no, that's something else. That's Captain Nemo. Neo from the Matrix. Why is there still this quote thing in there? Get user doesn't need the this is doing register admin, that's good. That should also be await. Oh, maybe a space in between. There. Let's run this and see if this is enough. This is enough. Codename the Neo. Let's go in here. Go to the init page 5. Now there's one user in the database. No need to initialize the database. So now let's do the same thing here. And kill the database. That's what I was about to say. Delete the database. Throw it out. Throw it in the bin. So now we are going to init things. There it is. Load the videos. Init. 5. Now we have 0 users in the database. Because it's a new database, I generated some new databases here. Completely empty. Well, not completely empty because there is a gear in here. But at least there's no admin user yet. So now let's go to initialize DB. And that's not working. Why is that not working? Oh, I didn't click it properly, I think. There's now one user in the database. No need to initialize the database anymore. That means we should now be able to go to Joe at docus.nl and go in with test 1234.bang. And we are now in admin mode and we are logged in. There's the init again. DB, I think. There it is. That's good. So when there is a database, it will show there's a user in the database. There's no need to initialize it anymore. Then we can log in with the credentials as specified in the secrets. Joe at docus.nl test 1234.bang. That will bring up the admin and the logout page. That's nice. Let me think. Because we have the gear items here, but there's no edit options. If if I log this out and I go to the admin anyway, you can only see this content if you're not authenticated. I think everything is centered. If you look, this is centered, and schedule, this is not centered, gear is centered, this is not centered, ID is not centered. We have to align it a little bit, I think, because the login, that's something special. So now I wonder if this is working if I submit this. So what if I go into GitHub here? And then let's look at some changes here. That enables the login display again. Well, let's just do this. Re-enable some of the security features, such as initDB, commit all and sync, still need to learn, or that I should actually create a new branch for a new feature. That's still not what I do. I always work on the master, and that's really not what we're supposed to do. Because that is, by doing so, we're not able to check in things that are not complete yet. Control all. Let's go to GitHub and see what's the state of the action. Projects. Soft is in software. That's the website. Add security to the website to only show admin options after logging in. I think that's what we're working on now. Let's go back to the repository. Softwaresoftware.com actions, and it's working. Why is it not rotating? Is it waiting for this one? It's cute, okay. One is the website, the one is the API. I think I should rename things. How do you edit this workflow? Create status batch. Google, edit, action, GitHub. How do I edit an existing action? Go to repo, select actions, select the action I want to modify, select the workflow file tab, select edit button at the top right of the file. Go to repo, select actions. That's what we have here. Select the action that I want to modify. Yeah. Select the workflow file tab. There's no workflow file tab. Where's the workflow file tab? There's no workflow file tab. Settings. Actions. Actions. This is the workflow file. That can be edited, the name. This is doing I think this is API. Build and deploy API. Deploy to Azure Web App. Yeah. What are we doing here? Controls when it will run. It will put on push, browse, master, pull request. Then Azure names API. Setup.NET Core, restore, build, test. There's no testing yet. But this is indeed the API, so that's good. Copy this and then start commit. Renamed. Workflow to commit directly. Then go back to the other one, web. Edit that. Build and deploy web client. Renamed workflow to build and deploy web client. Let's have a look at the actions. And now it's doing it twice for each one. Yeah, because it's the same, doing both on one commit, so that's kind of duplicate. Now you need to wait again. This one's queued and the other one's progress. Interesting, because this one is in progress. The code actually did not change. 28, 29, 31, 32. So where's number 30 then? There. In the meantime, we can have a look at the, let's duplicate this tab here. Have a look at, now this is much clearer, that's much better. Go to projects, software. So if this is working, then we can continue. Add a new tag to current running video. What's on the list? Check the observatory Mozilla score. Check if the token is valid, that's also an important one. Add an auto log off, that's also an important one. Check the expiration of the token, that's duplicate I think. That's also this one. If YouTube video is deleted but still inactive, then a broken video will show. Add gear items. Fix initializer. Only see it if necessary. I think that's already done. Refactor URL versus URL. Reset seed option. Yeah, add theming, that's also a good option. If live show running, show embedded video, show the video on the list page header. We did have that on the SDN cast site. Let's see if they are live. Why are they not live? They've been ages ago since the last video. 2 hours ago, okay. Oh, they did finish it. Stefan Stranger. Stefan Strijk. Is he Dutch? English? www.stncast.nl. This was not updated. You need to update it, Marcel. Try that. I will help these guys a little bit. Should not do that, but I will. Authenticator. Right. Approved. Then go to the secrets quickly. Clear YouTube cache. Save. And go back. Control F5 and it's not showing. Why is it not showing? Back to code window. That's ready now, so let's go in here, testing software. Zero users. Looks like it's not working here. .404 not found. This should probably be true. Syntax error. User count. Why is it run twice? Authorization failed. Requires an authenticated user. Is it? Why does it need an authenticated user? pretty sure this is not right because there's no such a user. Bad request. Username and password are invalid. So this one is actually running. Returning a bad request. Because there is no such user. Let's have a look at the code here for the API. User count. I'm doing here a user count. The user count requires an authorization. Deny anonymous authorization requirement requires an authenticated user. But it's not on the local. Oh. The URL has been found. What was the number here? Like 100. No result. 200. This one. Default authorization failed. These requirements are not met. Deny anonymous user. Is that the network? 404? No. User count. User count is found. What about this error failed to load resource? There's nothing that's different. This is the same thing I get as well. This happened to me when my client's secret expired. I issued a new secret and it worked. Remember, if you're using secrets.json for running locally, you need to right-click on your Blazor Manage User Secrets and update it there, but I'm not using Manage User Secrets. I'm using it on Azure. Maybe my secret is expired. Well, let's try and see if we can do that. If we can get user thingy in there. Go back to the code here. It's a tough one if you're working on the client side. It's functioning, but it's not working on the production machine. So what if we do private set user ID, user secret, user ID, this is a secret user ID. User secret. That should be a string. That's also a string. Is that the register function? String empty. To init. Let's run this. So we are checking if it actually adopts the user secrets. This is the user ID in Azure. It's nothing. There's one user in there. Let's see why the user is not updated. I think I missed that already. Where is it? Get user count. Do they use the secret? That's used on the other side. Darn it. It's only available here. Async method lacks a wait operator, will return runs synchronously. Oh, it doesn't have a wait. There's no async option here. So this should be like this. There's the authentication thingy. So when you use account, I want to count the user. Users like register. Where's the handler there? Shared item. Where's my shared option? Web here, shared models, register model, email, password, and repeat password, register result, user model, login model. So if I use this one, copy, this one is already failing, so I'm not sure why. Why is the user count failing? let's see. On the register, we want to give back the login model. Login model will be a new login model. Something like what we see over like this. Use email equals to username password equals to, we don't have a password, new user, why is that not available there? Because it's inside this. So let's clone this. That's a password hash. Identity results. Oh. Let's do it a little bit different here. String username equals to copy was 2. This one. Like this. Then we get to do username password, well, also username and this should be password. Return password there. This is just for debugging purposes for now. Username. Because we need to check if the server is actually returning the right code. That's not right. Return unreachable code. Yeah, true. This should be good. So let's check this. This one is on the register. On the other end, the server is already failing on this part. Zero users, and there are probably are 0 users. So this is 200. But even so, this one so this is over Azure website API user count. I think it's on the getting the user manager. Common errors. Authentication components. Troubleshoot. The provided application is not configured to allow public clients. Allow public client attribute to null or true. Public How do we set that on Azure? By looking at something, public client app in Azure ID. Is that a setting then? Let's have a look at the API, software API. Configuration. Is there a public access option? An identity provider, no. System assigned. System assigned manager, managed identity, user assigned. It says API management. Looking at the other screen here, it lets me go to activity log. There's nothing in there. push console app service editor go. Allow public client. This one. Search. Allow public client. No results. Where to set allow public client? Where to set it's in the app registrations preview blade. But I don't have an app registration. I need to set the following properties in manifest the register app. I've been creating a project in Blazor Wasm and using identity server. All was working fine. The solution will be building built. However, some stage I must have altered the setting on identity server that's now preventing non-logged in users from registering logon pages. Login partial. When my client secret expired, Blazor server, right click on your Blazor server project, go to manage user secret and update it there. But it is not in there. That's not right. To IDP, authentication fails in Blazor client. only indicates that the user is not authenticated and that is trying to access a page that requires the user to be authorized. There's something to say for if you want to know how many users there are in there. That means it would not be able to check that. I can check that locally if I go to the API in here and change the URL from the settings. Can do that. Let's check this app settings and change this over to the other database. No, that's not true. There's no way to change it over to the other URL. This one. If we change that over, then we should see the result from the server. So let's first check if it's working locally. It is working locally, but this one is not working. With this one, if I try this one, register admin, then I need to clear the database first. Delete the database. There you are. Then run this on the local machine. I do register admin, try it out, execute. It did work. Returned the user and the password. This was working. So this is returning, what was it? Let's have a check. Of the program, this is returning a login model. So if you go to the client, in a DB, this will get user count, initialize DB, so we'll do the same thing here. Copy that. In there. But this is not a user count, but this is a login model. Using shared models. We don't need to show it. Let's see. Login model. This is the login model. And we can remove this. Something like this. Then put a break on this one. Now clear the database again. F5. Now let's go to here. Go to here. I was saying, why is it not breaking? That should not be a HTTP response message.
Thank you.
Let's check this. Login results. Login model. There's a response waiting for my HTML content. So that's a stream. Response content read a string. Stream. Okay. Post async. That's the JSON serializer option. Deserialize. That should be good. Unless the stream is 0, null. Let's put a break on there. Why is it not breaking? Stop that. Try to run it again. Close the database again. Five. Init. There's something in there. F10. There it is. Okay. So now deploy this. Let's test this. First deploy it. Commit all and sync. This is a risk because we are now going to collect the secret from the server. We have to do these 2 steps. first deploy the API to the server so that it's running like it's running locally. And then we have to adjust the local code to point to the server. Let's wait for it to complete on the actions here. Why does it say this? Merge browse master. Strange. I thought I gave this a different name. Not sure why this name is now different. It's actually acting different than we used to see it before. I'm not sure why. Oh, wait. Maybe I need to exit this one. It's unable to deploy, yeah. Not sure why it's giving it a different title. Did I just miss the putting in some comment? Let's see the look of the history here. actions, they are now finished. There's an init, but I didn't init it yet. Now go in here and change this one. Now let's run this from here. This should now go to the server. 0 users in the database. This is now breaking. That is in there now. Let's copy this. F5. Still see 0 here because it's actually server, but they won't do this. And go into the thingy here. That's apparently not allowed. It's doing the same thing there. It's already blocked. That's a 400. Bad request. Looks like there is something that needs to be configured. doesn't allow the API to run, apparently. Review code, made necessary cleanup. Documentation GitHub. Let realize that the web properties play Microsoft ASP.NET Core authorization. Proceed to add 2 hard-coded values. Client ID, authority. Common D instead of capital D. Can also be that the token is cached and still is using the what if it's still using the, where is it? It's using the thing in here. Where is it? Like the app settings. I have a security key that's different on the setting on the website, on the portal. But that should not be the problem. Because that's also, let's see if we can clear cache here. clear that. That's not working. Still 0, so it's not adding it, the user. How do I report her to HR? I want to report this girl in my department. She has been harassing me and keeps sending me nude pictures. Do you know what her HR phone is? Interesting comment. That is not working. I think this is not what we get if we do it on the local host. Print screen. Okay. Let's close this. Set the URL back to local. Good night. Azure. Almost midnight. At least here it is. Let's fix the URL. Back to not this one. This one. Move that back to that. Oh. Save. Good night on YouTube. Are the other people seeing that as well? Or in the screen, but not in the chat window. So if you're on YouTube, and as it already is, you You can subscribe and hit the bell if you get notifications, but no need to tell that to Azure because he is here frequently. So if you're on Twitch, then follow or subscribe. Sup, what's up, man? Let's run this now local. Thinking it would work, but it is working, but it's locally working, but not working on the server. There's one user in there already. Joe at Docus. Test 1234.bang. That's working. This is also one of these things, but the user can be read here. This is not. These are apparently not read. Where's Snagit window? Snagit, where is Snagit? What is the difference? Software API Azure websites.net user count. This one. This is also giving the same thing. 200. But this actually has 0 items in there. Let's try switching it over again. Log out. Refresh. Init. Let's try it again. databases. Not allowed while running. Okay, stop this then. Delete. That's the wrong one. I want to inspect this one. Zero users. And do initdb. So this is the one when we run it from here. Oh, it's still 0. Why is it still 0? Oh, now it's the one. Just didn't update it yet, apparently. So now I have to do it again because it did not. I did not make a copy of the logging there. Delete, yes. F5. This one, inspect. So this is the one local. No, let's do it from here. It's green. Let's see if we can find some differences there. Second part of it after refreshing. Now close this and then go to the URL again, the other one. Save. Now run this again. Now this is loading from the other website. Inspect. Console. Clear. Init. How does that compare to this one? There probably aren't 0 users in there. That should be correct. Software and software API Azure website.net user account. That's this one. User account. Received HTTP headers. Same thing. And processing, so that's this one. Then it's going to register. It's getting the user stuff. User count is still 0. Screen. Print screen. Where's my snake thing? Print screen. Actually looking exactly the same. $70.67 should be okay. That's 0. Software over there's the register admin. Sending HTTP. Received headers. Request. Start processing. User count 200. It should be all working, but why is it not working then? Because this count is still 0, I think, here as well. Still 0. It's not writing. sync. Did create a user. Entity framework core. Let's have a look at the API. That's a lot of credit. Let's go to console, maybe. This one. There's the database. Copy that. Go in here. Open folder, file explorer. I thought I was copying something. Copy, paste. There it is. go in Studio. It's probably still 0. Tools, SQL Server Lite. Welcome. The wrapped something. Good evening, David. Long time no see. The wrapped. Not sure how you pronounce that. SQLize connection, browse. Go in here, copy. How are you guys doing today? We have a fresh new day. It's Wednesday already in here. Test connection, test succeeded. Close. Tables. Net users. At top 200, and it's empty, so it's not adding the user. And why is it not adding the user in the API there? This one is failing. Map get. Maybe I should post it. Minimal API. Organize minimals. Allow anonymous. Maybe I should force this in. Corrupt minimal, allow anonymous, region JWT, authentication minimal APIs, get token. So what if we do this? Register employees, map get. What if we put that in front of it? This is also a map post thingy. This is somewhat similar to what Sean Wildermuth did by organizing the minimal APIs in several things. putting all these things in. Allow anonymous. Maybe that's forced on Azure. Add authorization, we have that in place already. Simple. Controller. Well, let's try doing this. Is that not async? No, it's not async. I really find it strange because this one is collected, that one is collected, and there's no bad request, so everything seems to work except that the user is not created when on Azure. Check the errors property. Give the cookie of the user, but if when is there blah blah blah. but it's not giving an error. I think we need to sleep on this. Because it's must be something simple. Because it is working on the local machine, but it's not working on when you deploy it. And it's not giving an error. Delete, remove connection. Let's close this again. Other than this, but this is also what you get on let's have a look here, Swagger. That's not allowed, 404. Let's fix that. So let's Let's remove that as well. Let's see if there's something else missing here if we are not in developer mode. DB context, default identity, bearer token, issuer, audience, signing key, JWT security. Let me check if that's in the website as well. Let's put that aside and then go back to here. So we have JWT issuer, configuration, where is it? Configuration. There. Authentication JWT issuer. What's in there again? Authentication, initial user, that's this one. Secret is in there. JWT expiry. In days. Secrets in there, but we also got that in return, so that should not be an issue. Security key. Let's first try this with where is it? The API. Disabling that and the swagger. Let's run this. Also fix the URL back to normal. So let's have a look, build this, see if it's building. It built, so now let's go to Git here and see that we don't want the database in there. Why is it adding the database? Oh, the underscore databases. Wow, okay. That's not what we want here. Oh. Delete those. Why not? Let's close all these things here. We'll keep that open. So reopen Visual Studio because I think it's messed up. Back open. I'm not sure why it was adding the databases to, because it was underscore database. It was not recognized as a database, so put it in. I haven't done a lot since beginning of the year. I need to do some programming to keep my Microsoft 365 E5 current. Is that your developer account for Microsoft that you get free? My PC is finally the way I like it. Let's see what's happened to the database here. Let's delete that. Yeah, so now go back to Git. Now there's only one change there. Authorization and enabling Swagger. Yes, true. Mine was extended yesterday, I think, until, what is it, December or September? I'm not sure how long it is. 3 months, I think, usually. But I'm using it every day, almost every day. So there's sure is some activity on my account. But you're right, you should keep it alive, otherwise they are just removing your license on that. Let's check this in. Another try to get EF entity. On Azure, commit all and sync. Due in a month. Oh, I'm not sure how active you need to be on it to keep it alive. Is that once or twice, or do you need to use it every day? Or I think there's no indication where to find references on that. I'm not sure why this was picking up a wrong comment in there. This is 4 months ago. What is the oldest one? 5 months ago. I think there's a 90-day retention. That's 33 months. So I'm not sure why this was not cleared. This is now building. Progress in progress. Let's have a look. Sometimes I think if you look at the progress that it's going faster. That might be me. Running out of water. Also running out of sleep because I have to get up early again. Oh, I'm 1 follower away from 100 followers again. Come on, you can do it. First part is there already. Maybe I can have a look at this as well to speed it up a little bit. Three minutes, 38 seconds. This one twice as fast as the previous one. You earn 5 points for every 10 minutes in chat while I'm online. Okay. Come on, finish it. Three minutes. I want to go to sleep. Not a lot. I've got a note that said they hadn't noticed any activity, and I did some dev and it was renewed in a day or two. Yeah, I think they really want to have people working on development, so they don't want to push you out immediately. Oh, it's finished already. Oh, already. Let's go to software.com. Let's see what's the URL for Swagger there. Where is it, Swagger? There. I'm not sure what the URL is. Let's check what the URL is here. I just want the Swagger thing. Give it to me. this? Oh, it's just Swagger. Should have known it. Yeah. Why is this not working? Oh, it's the API. The API is to go to here again, somewhere here. That's allowed. Now let's have a look at if this is working. Try it out. Execute. It's giving 0. And it was a success. Try it out. This was generated. Did it give a 200 now? Success, yeah. Now the other one again. Clear. Execute. Execute. Still 0. Why is it still 0? Because it's showing it here. I think it's because this is a get and not a post. Recently did some fun programming. I found a version of the old Windows file manager, like 3.11 or something, that runs on Windows 10.11, or the Norton Commander maybe. Why is this still giving 0 back? That's cool. It's fun to do things like building these old legacy things. I'm not sure why the register is not working. Registration is not working. It is locally, but it's not working in on Azure. It's not giving any errors, but let's run this again. Use account, try it out, execute. Still 0. It is as if it is created, but it's not committed for some reason. execute. I have not a commander, but I will only run on DOSBox. It will only run on DOSBox. Okay, in the command window. Did this work? Internal server error. Maybe I need to make that 0 again. Now it gave 201. And it gives the ID 17 back. So this one worked. But this is a post. It's putting something like this in there. Well, I think that must be something related to that, but let me first fix the security key that I've been using in the show here. Save that. Continue. So let's wrap this up. No, don't want this to see this. Let's go in here again to the, well, there's no way to do anything with it. Let's have a look at the Swagger thing again. Where is it? Yeah, I do need to remove the Swagger option, obviously. Otherwise, everyone is going to go nuts on my server there. Let's fix that. Where's Swagger? Here. While we are at it, let's also get to remove the user count and the init for now. Temporary removing API entries works. Commit. Let's first build it. Why am I not logged in here? I am logged in. Commit all and push sync. Successfully synchronized. Oh my god. Thanks, Irish John Games, for raiding me Yeah, I think you are in the same situation as I do. It's already late for you as well. Thanks for the follow. Stylized Edge. Welcome to Softest in Software. We are building a website here. Softest in Software. That's basically the landing page for demo purposes. That will show my videos on YouTube. That is if you go to YouTube/Softest in Software. Like this. Let's see. Well, that's my video. Let's go to the channel there. Softest in Software. That's this one. And we are building two things, like the website with the landing page here, with demos on how to build lists and things like my gear list and things like that. And that's all for demo purposes. And I see I added a thing manually that should not be in there, so I need to fix that as well. And the other thing is that we are building Office add-ins, and recently my Office add-in repo for Blazor was adopted by the Microsoft community repo. If you go to github.com, and there is the Office Dev Office add-in samples. That's the official Microsoft repo, and there's samples in there, and I created there the word Blazor add-in. That's basically an add-in that you can load into Word. I'm currently working on an add-in for Excel, and we probably also are adding it for PowerPoint and what's the other one? Outlook. But this was the first time that Office was showing off the option to use Blazor within the Office context. Up till now, they only have been doing that using Office JavaScript, and that's not a real fun thing to do if you're a .NET developer. So what I did, I was creating a Blazor application there, and there you can now use C# to format your pages. Welcome, thank you for the follow, Thumpert Games. Thumpert Games. It's like Thumpert from the rabbit from Bambi. That's Thumper, I think. So this one, and I actually presented this on YouTube, not on YouTube, on the community call with Microsoft. Let's see if I can find that. Thumpert. Microsoft 365 community. This one.
The thing I always like to start with is just
stop it. Go to videos. I think it must be in here somewhere. Office add-in community. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, there am I.
Welcome to
the official announcement of Blazor Office add-ins. It was a crappy demo by the way, but what is that for a URL? Copy that. Put that in here. very interesting stuff there. But the demo is really crappy, but let's see if I can show you my add-in there. Wow, why is it only half of the screen there? That's not right. Whoops. It's the first time I've been looking at it, but it's only showing half of the screen. Why is it only half of the screen? That's not right. There's a task pane that's in Blazor. So I need to redo that. I think I need to redo a recording to show this off again, because this is really not good. Why is this wrapped up in, what is it, 4x3 screen? Really? It should have been fit to a screen. Okay, well, thanks for giving me a heads up there that I need to re-record this because this is a bad demo. Terrible. That's bad. Okay. It was a screencasting Teams while I'm using ultra wide screen on top of there, and Teams apparently is shrinking the screen to, what is it, 4x3 or 19x6 or I don't know, CinemaScope, not ultra wide, cutting my sides off. Hate that. Oh, now I closed the things. I was removing the web API thingies here, and I did. Oh, the mosquitoes flying around here. Checking it in, should be now going to be built. software.com, going to actions, temp removing the API, that's what I did already. Go to www.soft, this is software.com. Yeah, that's still working, but this one, the init, is apparently not working on the Azure environment. This will fail, by the way, because I just removed the API. At least no one can mess with it anymore. Well, I'm in the same boat as Irish John Games. We're almost located in the same time zone, and it's 1 a.m. now. I have to get up at 6 a.m. So a very short night. Thanks everyone for at least rating me. Let's see if we can rate someone else with all these people while they are here. And yeah, who can we pick there? I think Chris Griffin. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start the raid there. Thanks for watching for today. And please follow me if you want to get notified of my login. I usually stream on Tuesday and Thursday, 2 nights a week, and usually the complete evening. It's European time, usually 9 p.m. to, well, like now 1 p.m., 1 a.m. So thanks for watching, and say hi to Chris for me, and see you there. Bye bye.